This video is about judging space and actually trying to answer the question of whether you actually struggle to judge space. I think approximately 80 to 90% of the people that I teach struggle with dealing with space. About 20 to 30% of people tell me that they have a spatial awareness problem, and that's the reason why they're struggling to judge the space. If we're driving down the street and you're able to sit in a normal driving position approximately a meter or so from parked cars, and you're telling me that you've got a problem judging space, clearly you don't have a problem judging space, because otherwise you would be skimming those parked cars. 8 to 9 times out of 10, the problem that you've got is the two things that I'm going to highlight in this video today. If you get any value out of this video, if you think you're going to get any value out of this video, hit that like button, because it really does help to spread the message to anybody else that might actually need this information. Plus it also boosts the channel, and it also tells me what I'm doing is actually valuable to you. So the two things that people struggle with when it comes to judging space is generally when they're approaching things way too fast. So speed is one of the major factors as to why they're getting it wrong. So here we have a car in front of me, and I can see the width of that car, and I know my car is a very similar width. I then have the road, and I can see that the road is bigger than the parked car. That's how we judge space. I can't see my car. I can't see how big it is, but what I can see is all around me I have parked cars. So if I wanted to sit about a meter or so from that car and a meter from those parked cars on the other side of the road, I would have to sit in the middle of the lane. If I look at that and think, well, I can't actually give a full meter, well, that's when we start thinking about reducing speed. So less space, less speed. The second thing is where they're looking. If you're looking in the wrong place, then a bit like a moth to a flame, you're going to end up going in the direction of wherever it is you're looking, and you're not actually giving enough space. Or you could be veering off in a different direction without realizing it and maybe colliding into parked cars. Entering this road here, looking at the width of the cars and looking at the width of the road and even the oncoming car, there is enough space for us to pass each other, possibly, but I need to look to the left. So I look to the left, reduce my speed right down, allow this car to come past. Another car is coming through, and again, I've chosen to actually move the car slowly a little bit forwards, which means I'm then ready to move off again. But I've used the space on the left by reducing my speed and looking in the correct place. Now, there are loads of linked subjects here. There's meeting situations. Now, I'm not specifically going into meeting because I'm dealing purely with judging space. But the decision making that's connected to should you hold back in meeting, this video is going to be laying the groundwork to help you to judge whether you should continue or not. Now here, should I overtake? I've got a cyclist who is actually positioned probably a little bit too close to parked cars. I need to give this cyclist about 1.5 meters of space. If I look at the width of the cars and I look at the space, there's absolutely no way I can get past that cyclist without getting too close. So my choice is simple. I'm going to hold back. If that means I'm going to be doing 12 miles an hour down a road that's a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit, and even if I have a car behind me, I'm not going to go past because I've judged the space and I can see that I can't give the required space. Why should you then feel rushed in trying to pass them? As I come down this road here, I look at the parked cars and I look at the width of the road, and I can see that the width of the road is big enough only for one car. If a car was coming the other way, one of us would have to give way. Now, looking at that space there with the bus, there's absolutely no way I could have fit, so that's a holdback position. Now, here we have a car coming to it. Look at the space between the car and the motorbikes. And now as he comes through, there's clearly not enough room, and therefore I'm in a meeting situation. But having judged the space, I can see that one of us is going to hold back. Now, because he was already involved, I'm not going to start pushing my way through. Look at the double parked van, look at the car on the left-hand side of the road. It's got its door open, and cyclist is coming through. So I need to give that cyclist 1.5 meters of space. Cyclist is no longer a problem, but that door is. Could somebody step out from behind here? Because of that door being open, I've got to keep my speed down because the space is reduced. I now have a car that's coming towards me. I'm now going to have to use this space on the left, so I'm going to start moving a little bit towards the left to try and create room. If you notice, the car did exactly the same thing. First of all, obviously I reduce my speed. Now I change my position back to the right and I pick up my speed again. Now, the mistake that a lot of you make is when you see the car coming towards you, first of all, you don't reduce your speed, which is a problem. And now you're staring at the car and you're veering off to the left without realizing it. And that's when your instructor pushes the steering wheel away. Reduce my speed, look to the left, take the space. This video is not supposed to be solving the entire problem of space. This video is purely about giving you a couple of practice things that you can do to go out and hopefully find some way through this particular problem that you've got. But trust me when I say this, look at those two things. Check your speed out and see where you're looking. And I guarantee if you understand a normal driving position, you are suddenly going to find that you can actually deal with the space. If you are struggling with space for other reasons, like for example, you have a steering problem, or if you have a legitimate reason why you are struggling with space and you can't even judge the normal driving position, then there are reference points that your instructor can give you. And I can go into these in more detail in another video if you like. And in fact, hit me up in the comments. If you are struggling for any other reason when it comes to judging space, then please hit me up in the comments. If you get any value out of this video, hit the like button, subscribe if you want more content, and I'll see you in the next one. Get well out.